Okay, so we are going to talk about something called greatest common factor in distributed property in this video. Okay, so when you think about distributed property, it is a mathematical property where you're using parentheses, as you see here, and you have a number outside parentheses that is going to be multiplied or distributed to each term inside your parentheses to come up with a new expression. So, for example, I'm going to take this one. If I have 5 outside and then 4 plus 6 inside, what I'm going to do first is multiply 5 times 4 to get 20, and then 5 times 6 to get 30. I keep my plus sign. Then I would take 20 plus 30 and I would get 50. Okay, so that's distributed property. Okay, here are some more examples of distributed property. If you look at the vocab definition, you're multiplying a number by a sum is equal to the sum of the products of the number with each added. So what that is saying is that if I take 2 times 10 plus 3, I'm going to take 2 times 10 and get 20. And then 2 times 3 and get 6, and that is 26. So they're saying 2 times 10 plus 3 is the same thing as 20 plus 6, which it is. It's 20 plus 6, which is 26. Okay? So all they're doing is breaking this sum up and using multiplication to distribute to come up with a new sum. Now, here's some more examples over here of distributed property. 3 times 14 is 42. 3 times 10 is 30. 42 plus 30 is 72. Okay, and then we have a couple other examples. You can do it with subtraction also. So when you have distributed property, you will have a number, let's say 5 outside parentheses, and then you have 2 other numbers with either an addition sign or a subtraction sign in the middle. You will not have a multiplication sign or a division sign inside the parentheses when it comes to distributed property. And again, you're just taking the number outside and multiplying it by each term, each number on the inside to get a new problem, new expression. And that would be 15. Okay? Okay. Lastly, we use greatest common factor in distributed property to rewrite a sum with greatest common factor. So if you have this example here, the example is 15 plus 35. So the first thing we do is we take 15 and 35 and we find the greatest common factor. And that's where this birthday cake came in. So we did that and we got 5 for greatest common factor. So that goes outside the parentheses. And then the bottom layer of your cake, if you use the upside down birthday cake method, is what goes inside your parentheses, and then you keep the sign that you started with. Okay? So let's try another one. So if I give you 14 plus 32, and I want to rewrite that using greatest common factor as a factor in a sum, what I have to do first is find the greatest common factor of 14 and 32. So I'm going to ask myself, what will go into 14 and 32? The answer is 2. 2 goes into 14 7 times. 2 goes into 32 6 times. So then I'm going to put another layer on my cake. And then the only thing that will go into 7 and 16 is 1. So I'm 1 and done. So my greatest common factor is equal to 2 times 1. Greatest common factor is equal to 2. So then I will rewrite this as 2 outside parentheses and then 7 plus 16 inside the parentheses. And I'm going to check my work by doing the multiplication to see if I get what I originally started with. So 2 times 7 is 14, plus 2 times 16 is 32. I am right. Okay, so there would be the answer. Okay, so that is how we use greatest common factor to rewrite a sum using a factor. Okay. Find the greatest common factor, then you put your bottom layer of your cake inside the parentheses, and then check your work. Okay, hope that was helpful.